So you want to get into cybersecurity. That's awesome. But let's be real, starting out can feel like trying to drink from a fire hose, right? Well, what if I told you there are 3 official, government-backed resources that can basically give you a clear path forward? In this little explainer, we're going to build your personal cybersecurity starter kit. Okay, let's get into it. So yeah, you're thinking about a career in cybersecurity. You're drawn to it. And why not? It's a field with huge opportunities and some of the most interesting challenges out there. You're motivated, you're ready to go, but there's this one thing that trips up almost everyone at the start. You're feeling lost. It's like you're staring at this giant ocean of blogs, online courses, certifications, and everyone's giving you different advice. Where do you even begin? It's a super common feeling, but don't worry. We're about to give you a compass and a map. We're going to break this whole thing down into a really simple 3-step journey. First, we're going to build your foundation. Then, we'll draw your map. And finally, we'll get you your toolkit. See? Simple, structured, and it actually works. Okay, let's jump into step 1, building your foundation. For this, our guide is going to be CISA. Think of this as your base camp. It's the place you go to get your bearings before you even think about starting the big climb. So what is CISA? It's the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. And look, this isn't some random blogger's opinion. This is the US government's main agency for cyber defense. So when it comes to credible, rock-solid, foundational knowledge, you really can't get a better source. And the real beauty of CISA's resources is how they give you the absolute must-knows. For instance, instead of some vague idea of what security is, you'll learn about the CIA triad. That's confidentiality, integrity, and availability. It's a core concept that pretty much everything else in this field is built on. Honestly, it's the perfect, no-nonsense place to start. All right, so you've got a solid foundation. Now what? Well, it's time to figure out where you're going. That brings us to step 2, where we introduce you to your career map, the NIST NICE framework. The NICE framework, which comes from the National Institute of Standards and Technology, does something absolutely brilliant. It creates a common, universal language for all the different jobs in cybersecurity. It takes this huge, confusing landscape of job titles and organizes it perfectly. And this right here shows you its power. You might think you want to be a security analyst, but what does that even mean day to day? The NICE framework helps you dial it in, turning that vague title into a super specific role like Cyber Defense Forensics Analyst. Suddenly, you have a real target to aim for. It's a game changer. You can see how it's structured to let you explore. You can start with these broad categories, like protect and defend or investigate, and then you can drill down into these really specific work roles, some of which you probably never even knew existed. It's an incredible tool for just figuring out what's out there. Okay, foundation? Check. Map in hand? Check. It's time for step 3, mastering the craft. See, once you've picked a path, you need the right tools to actually get good at it. So for our example, let's say you're getting into web security. Your go-to toolkit is going to be OWASP. OWASP stands for the Open Web Application Security Project, and it is all about hands-on, practical security. This isn't just a bunch of theory. I mean, their mission says it all. It's a global community trying to make software safer. It's built by people in the trenches, for people in the trenches. And their absolute crown jewel, especially for someone learning the ropes, is the Web Security Testing Guide. Think of this as the ultimate open-source how-to manual for finding weaknesses in web apps. This is where the rubber really meets the road. When you look inside this guide, you find the actual step-by-step techniques. For example, you can learn exactly how to perform a SQL injection attack, which is one of the most common vulnerabilities out there, but in a safe, controlled way, of course. This guide gives you the instructions to stop reading about security and start doing security. So let's bring it all home. Let's put these pieces together. We've gone from being totally lost in that sea of information to having a clear, structured path forward using just these 3 amazing resources. And here it is. This is your cybersecurity starter kit. You start with CISA to build your foundation. Then you use the NIST NICE framework to chart your course. And when you're ready to specialize, you find a toolkit like OWASP to master your craft. Foundation, map, toolkit. It's really that simple. So the path is all laid out for you. Your journey starts right now. So what's it going to be? Are you going to start digging into the fundamentals on the CISA website? Or maybe dive into the NICE framework and start mapping out that dream job? Your first step is literally just a click away.